Where's this present?
Alright, shut the can.
We're making pierogies, Grandma Ducko's. You're going to need 6 cups of flour, 1 egg. I said a hand of salt. Salt and water added slowly. Then you let it rest for 5 minutes after you mix it.
Alright, you just pour a little salt into your hand and throw it in there. That's the actual recipe.
That's what it is. You put some hand in your salt in. We should really rehearse this before we
No,
record
we don't have to. Alright, you have to strain the cottage cheese. You use large curd cottage cheese. We also have fried cabbage and noodles. We're going to make some of them.
And we have mashed potatoes with fried onions.
Mashed potatoes with fried onions.
And
lequoir. Lequoir, which is plum prune pie filling. Okay?
Right.
Alright, we'll be back in a minute.
So you put dill in the cottage cheese.
It's always good to put a little dill in the cottage cheese. You'll need a cutting board or a rolling board like this, and a rolling pin.
And a rolling pin. After you bring it out.
We used an old wife beater t-shirt.
Not an old t-shirt, a good t-shirt.
Tied with a knot in it, and we squeezed it over the sink to get all the loose stuff out of the cottage cheese. That was the next step. Sure I do. Alright, first thing you do is to open the flour, get yourself a big bowl, or you could do it on the cutting board. You create a little pile in the middle of the cutting board, and you put a hole in the middle of the pile, and then you dump all the stuff into there. Okay, we're going to start off making a 3-cup batch. So you put 3 cups of flour, a hand of salt, that's a hand, okay, sprinkle that in.
Beat the egg slightly.
Add an egg to the middle.
First thing you do.
There it goes.
Add water slowly.
Add water slowly. This 1 coffee cup. I don't know if that's an actual cup, but it'll just have to do. Maybe let me mix this.
Yeah.
Why do you add it slowly?
So you don't get too much water in there.
So you know how much to put in there? You want it to be a dough.
Right. It's almost a dough.
Is it almost a dough?
No. Tinge more water.
Yes. So you use like a whisk thing for this?
No, you can't use a whisk. You use your hands. You got a couple of water.
There you go with that little flour. Looks like 1 coffee cup of water. And mix it up with your hands. You need the dough.
Need the dough.
You need the dough to make the pierogies. Don't you have a dough machine?
Yeah, but you have to like getting it out.
Does that work for this?
Probably.
Yeah. Except for to add this water slowly part. You have to know how much to put in there, huh?
Well, how much water?
Yeah.
Well, it's almost to a dough now.
It still looks kind of on the dry side, doesn't it?
Really?
You're expert.
It's still sticky yet.
No, you don't want it to be sticky?
You want it to be dry.
Okay. You don't want it to be sticky. It wants to be a dry dough, not a doughy dough.
Good for now.
Good for now when you let it sit.
Huh?
When you let it sit?
No, I gotta
Oh, you got to sit down. Hold the bowl for you.
No, it's okay.
Can't reach it from the other side. Right? I can smell that dill. See, I found like work.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
No.
You want to work it on here now, or?
Good. Sprinkle some flour on there.
Look at that.
That's good. See, it's really sticky.
Hmm?
It's really sticky. Which is good.
Okay. You want me to work it?
No. You didn't wash your hands.
I'm gonna do that now. Remember, always wash your hands.
Fingernail brush is there too.
Huh?
I said there's a fingernail brush there too.
Oh yeah, I did all that. I cut my fingernail. Get my fingernails to clean under.
I must wash my, when I'm cooking, I must wash my hands 100 times.
Yeah. Just because
Yeah.
you don't want the stuff all over them. You're just trying to work the dry flour into the
Yeah.
dough, right? Will the dough machine make dough that dry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never made it with the dough machine now.
Yeah.
Hey, hon,
What?
give me a piece of saran wrap.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll never find it.
Plastic wrap.
Oh, you got it?
Oh, resourceful son of a bitch. That big enough?
That what you got out of 6 cups of
Yeah,
flour?
that's 3 cups.
Huh?
Half
Four.
batch.
3 cups.
They just wrap it up and let it set.
Yeah, I'll let it rest for a little while.
Is it gonna rise at all, or there's no
No,
yeast in
it
it,
doesn't
right?
have any yeast in
It'll
it.
just get.
Get consistent.
Should we make a double batch just in
Hell
case?
yeah, I'm gonna make a batch. I'm gonna make the next batch.
Let him do it. Let him learn.
Alright, now I'm gonna try it off camera. Only because I don't think we get enough battery to do the whole thing. My battery will go. Alright, you mix the dough until you get a consistency where you don't see a whole lot of flour in it. Then you let it sit for a while and let it slake. Let all the water go into the flour, and then you mix it up again as you go. How long do you let it sit for all together? About
About an hour.
Hmm?
About a half hour.
Half hour.
It said 5 minutes on the thing to let it rest.
Yes, it did. Maybe we were in a hurry last time. Okay.
Dry dill, soak it in water to soften it up so you don't have big lumps.
Do you heat it up, or do you just let it sit?
Just
Then what do you do with the water? Do you spill it out
I did
or?
already.
Huh?
I did already.
I don't know. It looks wet yet.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna take the dry stuff.
Okay, so you scoop the dry stuff out of it,
Yeah,
and you mix out the cottage cheese, right?
right.
All right.
To the cottage cheese and a little bit of dill and a little bit of salt.
What's it, a little bit? Tablespoon? Teaspoon?
And then add just a sprinkle.
Just a sprinkle of salt.
A sprinkle of salt.
guessed you had an egg to it.
That firm stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When it cooks, right?
Yeah. Now you can add a little bit of flour to it so it's not so wet. About a teaspoon of flour.
Flour for what, Dick?
The pierogi. It's cottage cheese.
I can't believe that.
Okay, cut it in each bowl of dough in 4 equal pieces.
Right.
So that you know something. I don't know what.
So you can roll them out.
So you can roll it out in the right size.
You roll it out by hand.
Or you can use the rolling machine.
I like that because it gives it all the same size.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's ready yet.
No? Maybe you just need some more flour on there. On the rolling pin. You didn't put any on the pin, did you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Now you can roll it out like that. You don't have one of these machines, do you?
No, but I could get one.
Yale's got one.
Does
Just get your grandmother's.
How thin do you want to roll it out to?
Pretty thin.
Yeah. Like 1/8 of an inch?
Yeah.
Yeah. It should set a little longer, I think.
Hmm?
It should set a little longer.
Cottage cheese and what's the other stuff?
Like
Alright, if it's still sticky, you have to let it set a little longer.
What, this cabbage?
Enjoy your bowling.
Happy New Year.
Let's roll
Well, we have to see if they'll let just
Hold this one out.
just us
No,
know
how
that
do
he
you
wants
use your roll
to do
machine?
it.
Nobody wants to go with you.
Yeah. No bread. Oh man. I'll say it. Bye-bye.
Okay, first you let the dough sit for about an hour. And then
Right.
you eat it again. And you can roll it out by hand like we showed you, or you can use this handy dandy little dough machine. You start off with number 1, which is a big one, and then you work your way down to thinner sizes. You go to number 2,
Put a little flour on it.
flour on it.
I guess number 4 is a good number.
Number 4 is a good number.
Like I said, Dick, what are you going to come out with? Oh, you're going to come with the knife?
No.
Yeah, that was number 3. We got one more.
We used a tuna can or something before.
I don't know what we use. Coffee can.
No, coffee can's too big.
Alright.
Alright.
Something to cut them out with?
Yeah.
Okay, first we use this to cut out the dough into circles, and then we put a little dab of stuff in the middle there. Not too much, because then it squeezes it out. You wet the edge.
No.
You didn't bother wetting the edge?
Yeah.
And then you just make it like that. First batch we're making is cottage cheese. We tried making one with the machine, but it looks to be more pain in the butt than it's worth. So, hand is the key. Okay, we're making another double batch of dough because we already used up all the dough we made before on 2 of the other fillings. So far we've made cottage cheese and fried cabbage and noodles.
We're gonna make potatoes
Now we
and
got,
onions.
that's it, we got to make potatoes and onions and liqueur. That's the plan. And Corey has been the best wetter and cranker going. And Stevie is messing with his grandmother's computer, downloading music on her so she could come into this century and have cool stuff. Alright, we're going to start making more.
How about me?